Howdy, friends, and welcome to Repertoire. This is a show about the ideas, experiences, philosophies, and rituals that shape who we are as chefs and cooks. I'm Sammy Mansour, Michelin award-winning chef, cookbook author, and food activist. My life revolves around food and cooking, and I love geeking out about the craft and the culture. In each episode, I travel somewhere new to sit down with chefs and food personalities on their turf for honest, unfiltered conversations. We talk shop, we go deep, we cook. Today, I'm in fucking Southie, kid, a historically tough, blue-collared Irish neighborhood made famous by the movies for its dive bars, housing projects, and mobsters like Whitey Bulger. But to me, and many others, it's much more than that. Sure, about 15 years ago, the yuppies and the college kids started moving in, but on the upside, those development dollars also brought opportunity for new small businesses, which made South Boston a seriously delicious dining destination. Some of my favorite spots in Southie include Hunter's Tavern, where Chef Lambert Givens serves some of the best gumbo I've ever had, alongside other southern staples, including a decadent yet fluffy chicken and dumplings. Next spot, Lincoln Tavern, where the wood-fired pizzas are some of the best I've ever had anywhere in the world. Each pie is meticulously rotated in air over embering logs that reach 900 degrees, yielding an insanely consistent leopard-spotted Neapolitan-style pizza every time. A quick boogie down the block will land you at Capo, where a Boston Italian-style feast awaits. I love the succulent beef and pork meatballs, Sunday gravy cappellacci, and the glorious market-driven seafood cioppino. Which brings me to my guest today, Chef Nick Dixon, a nationally recognized talent and the driving force behind all of these restaurants, along with a handful more, plus 2 coming in the next few months. He's a chef who prefers to do things the hard way. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just relentless creativity, bold flavors, and an unshakable commitment to technique. Most recently, he opened Prima, an elegant Italian steakhouse in Charlestown, which was named one of Boston Magazine's top 50 restaurants. Nick opens restaurants the way I open my fridge at 3 a.m. Way too often, and always loaded with craveable delights inside. Brother, thanks for having me in your home.
Thanks for having me, Sammy. Happy to be here.
That's by far one of the juiciest fucking intros I've ever done for this show. And I loved going to all of your spots. Well, not all of them, but the 3 I went to the other night, touring around with you, had so much fun just boogieing around Southie.
Yeah, it's an amazing neighborhood, man. A lot of energy over here, and I think it's a perfect platform to open up restaurants and kind of allowing us to have that flagship stance restaurant Lincoln when we opened up. I don't even know if it was 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, definitely a pioneer in the neighborhood. I mean, when I hit you up to do the show, I was like, yo, we gotta go to Lincoln. That was kind of the it for me, because I remember going there and loving the energy and being like, holy shit, this is in Southie. And it's so good. And it was so good. And I bring that up because at this point, and it's great, but at this point, it's not even what you're most excited about anymore. You were like, nah, you need to check out Hunters. You need to go check out Capo. Like, we didn't have enough time in the day to go everywhere.
No, not at all. I mean, they all have they all have like their I don't know, they're all like different children. And, like Lincoln was this amazing thing that for years kept me at the helm, pushing and driving and creating. And then, other opportunities came up. We opened up Loco, and that was a couple years into Lincoln. And then, every restaurant is just for me like a canvas of like, okay, well, what's this gonna be? And what is this gonna be known for? And then, you kind of build a menu around a couple of items, and then you just like, you got to give people what they want, but then you also got to just be a chef and you got to create new stuff. And then you do that. And then you just got to keep coming up with new stuff. And I think,
Yeah. And you have an army of chefs working for you at this point, which is
yeah,
like really impressive, dude.
yeah. No, I mean, and they're the ones that make it all work, like every place usually has one or two chefs, usually an executive chef and a CDC. And that formula allows us to continue to grow. So I can't be in every restaurant and I can't be the only one creating, but I can come up with an endless amount of ideas. And, I try to surround myself with chefs that can take those ideas and help make them come to life. And that's the fun part of the job.
I can see it, man. You just have so much joy and passion in your eyes and in your heart and when you cook, but you're very serious about it, but you know how to whistle while you work. Your guys are having fun on the line. I mean, you got a lot of crews. It's something that I like really admire because it's, in the peak of my career in the restaurant business, I felt that energy and it was about the team, right? It was about, man, like I remember I took a photo with my kitchen squad and there was like 30 of us. And it was like, holy shit, that's a big squad. But you probably have like 150 if you like rounded everybody up. That's like a really cool thing.
Yeah. There's about, in the big kitchens, there's about 45 kitchen staff. Yeah, Capo's a little bit bigger because we have like another, I don't know, 8 to 10 in the pastry kitchen,
Mhm.
bread kitchen. Um,
Are you doing all the bread there for other restaurants too, or is it just for Capo?
for pretty much all the restaurants that I oversee, yeah. I mean, the pastry team at Capo does, a good 30-40% of the menu that you'd see at Hunter's. Like
Mhm.
they're the ones that are making the biscuits, they're
Okay.
making the Liège waffles, they're doing the beignets, but they do a big chunk of that menu. That I don't think you tried it, but we do this amazing cornbread souffle that is like basically comes from the idea of like I don't know if you grew up eating this, but the Jiffy spoon bread. Did you ever have that?
Spoon bread. I don't know if I've had Jiffy, but I fuck with spoon bread hard.
Yeah,
An Appalachian delight.
yeah. So I grew up eating that as a kid, and we just took the idea of that and created our own. And Lambert is in there shucking corn and sauteing it up into cream corn, and then he brings it over to Capo, and then they turn it into the batter. They bring it back, and then we just pop it in the oven to order. Like,
I love that. I was doing that too to order, not like the exact set, but yeah, doing a spoon bread, dropping it in a hot skillet with butter, blasting it in the oven, and then using that skillet as a base plate set for a hickory roasted pork chop. And it's like, that's Southern food to me, man. Like just hearty, good, if you put your foot into it, it's special. And I felt that with Lambert's cooking, and I felt that in Hunters. But also like, dude, there's like a ton of fucking people that are living in South Boston, like celebrating Southern food. And it was really cool to see that. It was like a party in there.
dude, it's wild. It's awesome. We got like 10 tables in there.
And then
But
300 people standing up.
yeah, dude, 10 tables, and then it just keeps rotating and rotating and rotating. So like, they're down for like 45 minutes, an hour tops, and then they get up, they go to the bar, and then there's just so much energy around that island bar that people
Yeah.
just like they can't help themselves. They want to stay there for another 2 hours. The next thing you know, they're there for five. You know?
Yeah. Because it's a party in there, man.
Oh, dude, it's the best.
It's yeah, it's really great energy, man. You guys, it's not just that you're doing concepts. You're knocking them out of the park. You're executing you're executing the vision to the highest level of standards from the kitchen, but then from the guest experience, it's what people want.
Oh, 100%. It's, I think we like to look at it as you know, we're there to throw parties for people. And I guess my role, the kitchen's role, the chef's role is to, we prepare food for people, like what's more, you come into my house, we're going to make some food, and it's the same idea. Kitchens, restaurants, they're just places to host people and to show people a great time. And I think all the spots in Southie are like that. They all have their different styles. Like you go to Hunters and you have one experience. You go to Capo, you have a completely different experience.
Yeah, even Lincoln, Lincoln Tavern versus Capo, where it's like at first you might see pizza at Lincoln and think it's another Italian joint, but it's very different. I mean, you're doing wood-fired fucking chicken wings that are incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
it's all that's another wood fire kitchen. So you get a wood fire oven from Texas, wood fire grill from Texas, and then the pizza ovens from California, and we just sling. Dude, we swing like I think like 1,200 pizzas there a week.
how hot does it get in there?
It's like probably like 1,000, 1,100 degrees in the dome, and then the deck's about 800.
Man. So, and I asked that because I totally fucking made up the 900 degrees thing for the intro. It just felt like it was like that you were running around there. So, I was like, shit, I should have asked first. But I feel like that's pretty accurate then to say 900 with a zone of 8 to 1100.
The way that you should remember, since you're a California boy too, but 800 degrees pizza. Have you ever been to that spot? Yeah. I used to work for that guy, Anthony Karen. The guy's the man. But that's how I remember it. I'm always like I can't remember things all the time, but I always remember 800 degrees pizza. But
Yeah.
they do that Neapolitan, like kind of, you walk up, you pick your toppings, you throw it in the oven.
It's a very smart, fast concept.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know if he ever took off on it, but at one point they were working on like, I think like some sort of like vending machine system where you would go in, you like order your pizza, and somehow the pizzas were gonna they cook them in a vending machine, and then they come out and you have like a Neapolitan pizza in 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, there's cats out there that are doing wild stuff. Like they're really like locked in on how good you can make QSR. And I think that's cool. I tried that actually. I dabbled in that space and I just didn't enjoy it much. I didn't enjoy the pace, the corner cutting. It was hard to find the right kind of staff that was equipped to do chef driven, like truly chef driven, but was attracted to work at a QSR. And eventually, like, I had some incredible cooks and that they carried the restaurant. And I was like, my partner and I at the time we were like, fuck this place. Let's get out of this food hall. And we took our kitchen and we just bulked up the crew at Pru and Proper, you know?
Yep.
And it was great. It was like a win-win. And we would take that fried chicken concept and do it for lunch as a pop-up sometimes to keep it alive, but we made it more interesting and then it became what it was supposed to be. But it wasn't really a restaurant because it was under it was inside a 6,000 square foot restaurant, right?
Yeah.
With a massive kitchen team. And I was like, yeah, that's what it actually takes for me to execute like fast casual food. Like I'm still going to sous vide lamb ribs for fucking 18 hours. So I guess this is just not for me.
No, 100%. It's funny. You think the same way that I do. It's all about like being in the spaces, being in the kitchens. Food halls, are, they have, there's a reason why there's food halls, but I don't think guys like you and I don't think want to go to work every day in a food hall.
No, because it's glorious street food, and when it's done right, like man, like a papusaria or a taqueria, like stuff that's just doing one thing and knocking it out of the park. Great. you know, if you're just doing smash burgers. And I don't mean just, but it's like if you're gonna do a fried chicken sandwich concept, great. But for me, I had 8 different sandwiches that all had like 5 different touches of complex mise en place. So the prep was just not practical for a 200 square foot business, right?
Yeah, see, I don't I'd be curious what your thoughts are on this, but, like, for me, like, sure, I can go out there and create a fried chicken sandwich or, a smash burger, and it would be awesome, but, like, I need to create, and if I had something that I just had to make over and over and over again, I wouldn't be able to, like, I don't know, have the energy and let that, um I think it's just really taxing on myself, and I think what drives me to keep going every day is to create, and
Yeah.
making the same thing over and over and over again, I feel like is just a lot for me internally to handle.
Yeah, yeah,
You
I
know where
get
I'm
it. I
going with
mean,
that?
there's different I mean, it's repetitive and some people really I mean, a lot of our workforce and our teams that allow us to thrive are people that do enjoy that,
Mhm.
you know? I mean, like, actually, I was at, the last time I was at Maker's Mark, they told us that they give their new employees a test that allows them to understand what kind of a worker they are in terms of where they would be most happy. So there are some people that are happiest dipping bottles in wax all day
Yeah,
repetitively. I would lose my fucking mind.
yeah,
Some people love coming in and doing 5 hours worth of the same prep every day. And you need that for your team, right? You need someone to make the same doughs every day. But I think we've just kind of gotten to the point where we have too many ideas floating around in our head. We're ambitious like Vikings,
mhm.
and we need to keep creating.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
But because you could open a burger joint, like you just can't work there every day.
No, that's kinda what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It's just, that's a lot. Um,
And it's more I just like I love going into my own kitchen and just seeing all the like all the beautiful me's
mhm.
and people are just really in it and they're focused, they're locked down on technique, they take pride. There's product knowledge going on. There's a brigade system where somebody's like a dishwasher or on garde and they see people that are that have more skill and they say, "I wanna learn how to do that."
Yeah, yeah.
It's a craft, it's a trade.
Yeah, and I think, like, everybody has that role in that kitchen, right? Like, so I think what's fun about, like, we use Capo as an example. You have the, the team that just makes the bread, right? And that bread is amazing. And then there's, the team that makes all the pasta, the handmade pasta. And, I think when you come in and you see all these different pieces that everyone's been working on, and then kinda, like, walking around the kitchen and seeing it all come together, the pastries, um, breaking down all the fish, and it's just like a magical thing to see all these different things, and then, like, then you have this giant menu, and then people get to
Yeah.
come in and get to choose what they want, and it just, that's a very rewarding part of the job.
Normally, I would geek out about the flavors that I've already had of yours, like your food, but I kinda wanna, like, pick your brain about this new Spanish concept because and you put up the Spanish books. I think Spanish food is, like, definitely in my top 3 cuisines. I love Spain, and I wanna hear what's your take? What are you doing?
So we're going to do, a Spanish spot right next door to Lincoln. We have this beautiful, um, open kitchen. Uh, there's, this I think the key feature of the whole restaurant is this amazing Josper wood fire cooking suite.
I knew it.
Yeah, dude, this thing is insane. It's like a Cadillac, and it just arrived in the States. It's got 4 Basque grills, it's got a robata, and that's probably, like, 60% down, through the restaurant, and then there's seating all the way around it. And then the chef stands at the fourth side, and then behind him is a gas cook line that actually there's a wood fire component to that too, but there's a wood fire oven back there. So the concept is that we're going to feature a lot of Spanish cheeses and charcuteries, things that we just source and that we fall in love with, and kind of introduce people to something different.
Hmm.
And then there'll be a section of the menu that's for pinchos, and we're just kind of taking things that people are familiar with and then reinventing them and giving a creative spin on them. And then there's a robata section where we'll just be taking some of the best proteins around and then just simply grilling them and then serving them on these like dope wooden blocks sliced up.
Can you explain to folks out there that aren't familiar with it what a robata is?
So it's a cooking it's like a grill that's got a narrow trough that goes straight down, and then you fill that with charcoal. Our charcoal is going to be imported from Spain. It's burnt trees that get buried in sand, and then they harvest it out of the ground, they pack it in bags, and then we burn that. So it burns super hot. And then there's these steel bars that come up, and you just skewer meat, and then you set it on the bars, and then just it's a really fast cook, really intense heat. Some of the meats might be marinated, some of them aren't, but basically you're just using this intense heat, letting stuff rest, and then we're gonna serve them on these blocks with just a simple condiment on top or a sauce. In Spain, they're really into
Just something unique for each cut.
yeah, yeah, yeah. In Spain, they're really into like roasting peppers and onions and leeks and eggplants, and then the juices that drip down from those vegetables, they catch that, and then they will use that to brush on top of different proteins and stuff like that. So we do like a lot of techniques that they use in the Basque region, and just you know do very little, but just feature amazing products.
I love that. So you said there's 4 Basque style grills. What is a Basque style grill? And I don't know. I've never been to the Basque country. I always go to the south of Spain.
So Jasper makes these amazing grills that the the depth of them to where the fire is built is very low. What's really cool about these grills is they burn really hot, and
Like,
I don't actually know, but all I know is that when I was cooking on them out in Spain, like they were fire. They were like the pizza oven
okay.
so probably around 800 degrees, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
So um, there's an air intake that is underneath the fire, and then it goes and kind of
Okay. So it's
allows.
oxygenating itself to burn hotter.
Yep, yep. And then they have the grill's like slightly tilted, um, and then you basically you have a wheel, so you can
Okay. Nice.
put a protein on the grill, and then based on how you want to cook that protein, you use that wheel to. It's kind of like at your hip, so it's really easy to
Right.
access.
You're hoisting it up and down,
Yeah,
kind of like
throughout.
a Santa Maria style
Yeah,
grill.
you do that during the cooking process. So we have a Santa Maria style grill where the wheel's on the side, but it's like a big wheel, and it's like a lot to work with the lever of like
Okay.
lifting it
This
up and
is
down. This is way more like user friendly. It's like right at your hip. It's awesome. So
well,
basically, where you are in the cooking process, if you're cooking like a chop or a piece of chicken, you might start it on one heat, and then you need to adjust it and raise it up.
right.
Um, so we have 4 of those. So
Makes
two on one
sense.
side and then 2 across from you, so you can communicate with the person to your left that's working with the robata, the chefs on your right. You can communicate with the people that are across from you. Um, so yeah, on those we'll be cooking a lot of steaks, chops, fish, um, and then on across from that
What
station.
what's the difference between a steak and a chop?
That's a great question. So generally, like for me, a chop is anything that's on a bone, so, and that's where you get like a lot of the meat, a lot of the flavor.
Hmm.
Um, a steak would be like, a New York, maybe a New York strip or a fillet or something like that that doesn't have a bone in it. But in
And would
addition,
you consider like a cut of pork then with the bone a chop? You'd put that into a chop,
yeah, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
But like a airline chicken breast, which has like wing bone intact, Frenched, is that a chop?
One of my chefs would say it is.
Well, this is very, I think it happens all over the country probably, but it's super regional to Boston. And I want to point that out um, for the listeners and the viewers, because to me, chops is a very, um, it just makes me feel like I'm in Boston when I hear people say chops.
Yeah, a chop house.
A chop house kid.
Yeah, it's old school.
There was a guy, Anthony D'Annunzio, who is, I think, still currently the active boss of the New England crime family that I used to live on the same street as in the North End. And he'd always be sitting on the park bench outside of the Gemini Club and smoking a cigar. And I'd say hi to him on my way to work. And he'd always be like, he'd peek his head back in the Gemini Club, and he'd be like, Nicky, we gotta go to Sammy's place. He's got chops. Because we had opened up Bogey's place. He'd be like, you doing steaks and chops? And he never came in. And I never knew who he was until the fucking day I saw his mugshot on the cover of the Boston Globe. And I was like, oh, the mafia is still going. All right.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You never came in though.
He never came in. Those guys don't leave the North End.
Yeah.
And 6 blocks with 100 restaurants, why would you?
Yeah, that's true. Is he still, do you think he's still in doing time?
I know that it was like a federal RICO investigation, and he probably got 15 years, maybe close to 15 years ago, so who knows?
Yeah.
I also like hope that talking about this. See, I wouldn't talk about this if I lived in Boston, okay? But I don't live here, so I don't feel like I'm a legit mark now.
So you just set me up.
No. It's my fault. I brought it up. Plus, dude, like mobsters don't fucking watch content. You kidding me?
That's true.
Ask me about my Celtics jacket, dude. Come on.
All right. So where'd you get the Celtics jacket?
My buddy Handsome Joe from Winthrop by the Sea. That's the whole story. He bought it maybe 15 years ago on eBay. It's definitely vintage from the 80s. It didn't fit him, and he said, Sammy, I got to give this to somebody I know is going to keep it and appreciate it, and I scored it.
So I'm colorblind, right?
Are you?
But I feel like the white that's on that patch definitely isn't a white anymore. It's got like a little old Boston Garden.
Oh, dude,
like,
there's
like nicotine in it, right?
Yeah, dude, there's definitely some chew spit on this fucking cuff that I tried to oxy clean out. But then I like realized over time that that's part of its charm,
Yeah, that thing's amazing.
This thing is the city of fucking Boston.
Yeah. It's seen some shit.
Yeah, I love it, man. I was so excited to get to wear this today.
Did you wear it on the plane?
No, it's too hot, man. It's summer right now.
I'd be rocking that thing on the plane.
This is, whenever this drops, I don't know, but we're currently living in the heat bubble or the heat dome. What is it? What are they calling it on the news?
I haven't even watched the news. I don't even know what they call it.
There's like this heat bubble over the country right now that's making it like hotter and more humid.
It's global warming.
Yes.
It's here.
Oh, it's here. Unrefutedly or undisputed. I don't know what the word is.
I got a garden on the roof, right? And I go up there the other night. It's hot. Like last week, it was like 100 degrees. Didn't have time to water in the morning, so I go up there. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like watering this like bay leaf tree that I bought.
Nice.
All of a sudden, I saw something jump, and I was like, "What was that? What the fuck was that?" And then I looked down, and there's there was a fucking gecko sitting on the side of the plant. So then I'm like searching, like, are there geckos in Massachusetts? There's no fucking geckos. So either things are getting hot and they're moving up here, or that shit
Uh-huh.
was in the bay leaf tree when it got shipped up here.
Uh-huh.
Do you have geckos in South Carolina?
I don't know. In my neighborhood on Johns Island, we have hundreds of thousands of frogs.
Mm-hmm.
We have alligators. We have families of deer. We have sea otters.
Oh, that's sick.
And then, the usual critters, bunnies, squirrels, fucking snakes,
Yeah.
copperheads.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from those.
It's crazy to me. I love it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, the life out there. A kitten showed up in my lemongrass bush.
So you kept that.
She was 13 ounces, guesstimate of 3 weeks old. She's now a member of the family.
Yeah. You can't just let that thing go.
No, not with copperheads out there.
Copperheads.
Oh, and we have like
alligators.
like the birds. We have hawks.
Yeah, dude, there's like eagles everywhere now. There's eagles here
Oh, wow.
in Boston now.
The coolest bird I've seen in my neck of the woods is called a roseate spoonbill. It is a pink bird.
Wild.
It's large.
So that's on the island?
It's around it. I think that it's more native to the Gulf, and when it's migrating, it gets up as north as about Charleston. So like, lucky us, we get to see them.
Yeah, that's
Like,
awesome.
maybe when we go out on like trail walks with the doggy,
Yeah, that's sick.
But it's like, I didn't know there was other pink birds besides a flamingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of cooler than a flamingo to me.
Yeah, we see the flamingos at the zoo over here. Those things, they stink, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're a stinky bird.
You ever had flamingo meat?
No, is that a thing?
No, I don't know.
All right, it's like a pink turkey, bro. Looks like a turkey head.
Oh, we have turkeys too.
Oh, they're nice.
We have wild turkeys running the fuck around.
We got wild turkeys over here too.
Yeah.
They're wild.
But I mean, bro, like, when I just go on a walk with my wife throughout our neighborhood, like, that's all these critters.
So you get a lot of trees around you?
Yeah, it's a new development, but why we wanted to live there is because it's kind of tucked inside of a nature preserve.
Oh, sick.
So there was some land that was able to be developed. And then so my backyard looks straight to the nature preserve, and none of it can really be touched because of that. So it's super chill.
That's awesome.
But it is also like the suburbs too. But it's on an island. So it's not very suburban. It's hard to explain. It's a very unique place. I hope I never move.
So I'm going to bring you back. Spanish restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wait, before that, how big is the bay tree?
It's like 18 inches.
Okay, I got a bay tree that's about maybe 2 feet.
Yeah, it could be that big. I think
like-
it came from South Carolina.
I had it in a large pot, and we just put it in the ground. We kind of babied it up, and I'm hoping that I get a good 10-footer. It's always been a dream of mine to be able to go pick my own bay leaves.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right
Yeah,
now.
it's very cool.
It's
What
awesome.
else do you have up there?
I got like a bunch of different types of legumes, all sorts of hot peppers.
You got any Jimmy Nardellos?
I got some Jimmy Nardellos.
How about, do you have any Larry Lardellos?
No, is that a thing?
I used to put Larry Lardello on my menu.
People just thought that was a thing.
Yeah, because like, chefs know what a Jimmy Nardello is, and they write it on their fucking menu, and nobody knows what that is.
Yeah,
So I would just write Larry Lardellos.
that's awesome.
Dead serious.
Yeah,
Didn't matter.
yeah, yeah. Put that in the server training manual as well. Yeah, we got a ton of different types of tomatoes up there. They haven't.
Awesome.
Things are just starting to flower up there. We got a couple of varieties of corn and
Wow.
squashes and
You doing the purple Cherokee tomato?
purple Cherokees.
That's my favorite, dude.
Yeah.
That's this tattoo. It's my favorite.
Sick. Yeah, those are dope.
I got some really cool purple Cherokee seeds
Yep.
for my raised garden bed this year. And I went to, like what propagate maybe is the term?
You germinate.
Germinate.
Yeah.
I was like 64 of them. And I was going to just only plant those, dude. And I was so excited and none of them fucking sprouted. My wife was like, yeah, you didn't do it right. You're supposed to do it like this. And now it's too late in the season because I don't know how to plant. She does. So I fucking blew it.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of planters up there. I had my whole kitchen was like, my wife was like thinking to herself, she didn't think any of this was gonna work. But then I had all these like seedlings that I was doing in here, and then I go and I put stuff up in the ground up there, and I didn't I wasn't quite sure what was gonna happen. So then I had some extra seeds, so I just like spread them around, and then all of a sudden, 3 weeks goes by, and tomato plants just started shooting up everywhere.
That's awesome.
So I got all sorts of fun stuff up there, which is cool because I'm not going to spend as much money at the grocery store, and I can cook with some really fun stuff. I got like French carrots going, and
Wow. That's cool.
blueberry bushes, and yeah, it's a pretty awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, legit.
Impressive. Urban farming.
Urban farming up on a roof, man. Do you like paella?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do some dope paella. We're treating
Awesome.
paella at the restaurant, kind of like how in an Italian restaurant you treat pasta. So we're gonna have like 6 or 8 different paellas that you can choose from.
Cool.
So it's pretty dope thing. So you can come in, you can get some pinchos, have that experience, or you can come in, have like an a la carte steak, fish, shellfish experience,
Mm-hmm.
or you can have the whole paella experience, or just mix and
And then
stuff.
charcuterie.
Charcuterie,
Cheese.
yeah.
Hamons.
Oh yeah, yeah,
A few different kinds.
yeah. So
On display, hand carved.
we're actually, it's funny that you said that. We're gonna do a charcuterie cart. So there'll be like different charcuterie on the cart, cheeses below it, and then we're gonna roll around, and then there'll be like the Iberico ham on top of it, and then there'll be a person that comes over, lets you know about like the different charcuteries you have, and then once they serve you those, they're gonna hand cut the Iberico ham right there at the table for you. So a cool or a cool tableside service that we're gonna do.
Love that.
Yeah,
Very
so
fun. Yeah. And it's also a smart way to sell, like upsell. It's hard to say no when you see it.
yeah, and I think ideally what's gonna happen is you start them out with the different cured meats, cheeses, talk to them about that at the table, and then everyone's gonna get the Iberico ham. You can't skip out on the Iberico ham, dude. Stuff is fire.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need more than one guy cutting that.
Yeah, we have a few of those
You're
guys.
going to need like 35 guys cutting.
The carte d'or, that's what they're called.
I cut at the door. What's your favorite Spanish cheese?
Favorite Spanish cheese. They make this really amazing blue cheese. Blanking on what it is called, but they age it in the Pyrenees, in the caves there, and the stuff is just like it just eats like it's like almost like spreadably soft in the center.
Ooh,
You
I
know what I'm
like
talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's coated in like an
It has
ash.
a richer cream than most.
Yeah, and it's got like
blues.
the what would normally be the white part of the blue cheese is actually it has like a yellow hint to it. It's sick, dude. That cheese is by far my favorite.
Okay. I wish that you knew the name of it. I've never had
No,
it.
dude, my memory is kind of shot. I got a lot
No,
of
that's
stuff
okay.
going on in there.
Yeah, I mean, you do have like a second kid on the way.
Second kid, yeah, dad brain's a thing.
Yeah. 2 restaurants and a second kid. And you took the time to do this, which I love. I'm so thankful for.
No, this is awesome, dude. I love you. I fucking
I love you too.
would love to do this with you. And plus, I feel like generally when it comes to food, you and I there's a lot of like similarities with things that we like. Like you love to cook like Southern food. I love to cook comfort food. Like
Yeah, I
that's
love
what I
to
was.
cook Italian food and Spanish food and craveable, delicious, rustic. Like, for me, I strive to make food, and I think the best food is something that is rustic enough to be on your Sunday dinner table at home, but beautiful enough to be on the cover of a magazine. And if you strike that balance, you've got really good food.
Which I feel like is like everything that you pick. Like, dude, when you go into a grocery store, right, and you see like the food and wine cover, and it's like a fried cutlet with like a salad on it, like I buy that every single time. And then I'm flipping through that magazine. Like they had this one issue that I think was like a French issue recently, and I read that and I was like, I need to open up a French restaurant. You know?
Yeah. Although on the case of queso, I think that the Italians do it the best. And I'm not going to get into this with you because I can't name a Spanish cheese outside of Manchego. That's on me.
Yep.
I do really love quince paste,
Yep. Quince paste, got it right over there.
but the question I want to ask you next about the Spanish concept is, and feel free to tell me the name of it,
Dalia.
Dalia.
Yep.
Inspiration is from Salvador Dali.
A little bit. Dali's the man. He's a creator. And, also like the flowers are gorgeous. I got one right over there. I got those growing up on the roof.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're
I didn't know that was a flower
yeah.
variety.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
beautiful, man.
that
They're
makes sense.
big. Size of your head.
It's the size of your head, kid.
They're like sunflowers, but
That's a Boston saying.
yeah, it is.
Like, dude, they got fucking arancinis the size of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of that.
Are you doing Basque style cheesecake?
We are. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm coming.
Anytime you have like that, it's like that blue cheese I was saying. Anytime you have like that gooey center, bro. I'm all about like textures.
Yeah.
I like things like a little bit firmer, and then like, but once you get that like saucy, gooey center of things, like
Yeah.
anything like that,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Arancinis.
Cheese, yeah. Little great fontina cheese inside there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We do a dope one of those over at Prima. It's just like cubed up pieces of fontanelle in the center of it, and then so you get like the creamy thing when you crack it open. But then we also make like a fonduta that you pour over the top of it.
Ooh, double cheese?
Double cream, bro.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Shaved
that.
truffles over the top.
It's so
Fire.
good. Wow. I could go nuts on arancinis. Like when they're good, they really do something for me.
Yeah, what's it?
And then when a chef takes it to that place that you just described, like, wow, I need to go get that.
I feel like all food is like that though, right? Like you
Yeah.
take things that have been going on for, 100 years, and then you just add great ingredients to them, try to figure out like ways that you can get different textures into it. And I feel like that's like the winning formula, just using great products. I've been really hot into like European butters lately. Have you gotten into the Euro butter game?
I mean, I know of it, but I'm not necessarily.
Dude.
For me, I'm pretty straightforward with my butter. It's like I just like grass fed.
Yeah.
And for a long time it was Irish, but there's other options I think that are just as
Yeah,
delicious.
The French butters are insane.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't do like laminate doughs.
Mhm.
There's not to say all French butter is that, but there's like, there's certain butters you need for certain programs. And then there's like the butter that you'll cook with, right? And then there's the butter that you want at room temperature at your house to just scrape on a piece of toast or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yeah, it's like I was talking to my pastry chef about this because she makes amazing croissants, and I'm like, trying to think like, well, how can we make this better? And I looked at her and I'm like, well, why don't you just get some of that French butter, right? And she looks at me and she's like, yes, but you realize like how much more expensive that is, right? And I was like, yeah, but if we can have the best croissant, by using that butter, like, let's do that.
What's that butter? Is it the butter that kind of it's like the size of this?
Oh, dude, I actually, I don't, I was on a video, was it yesterday or today? I was texting with Jess Hawks. I saw this video come into my feed about this butter that was like, it's like I don't know, like a 5-pound thimble shape.
Hmm.
They use like a hacksaw to like cut the thing open.
Hmm.
And I immediately texted her. I was like, can you get me this?
Huh.
She was like, I just saw this in my feed too. I'm on it. It's just like, yeah, there's a
That's
lot of,
cool.
I
I
feel
love
like
that.
where we are in the States is that we're just finding out all these different ingredients and importing them, which is really cool. So it allows chefs like, you know, access to better ingredients, which ultimately just gives the guest a better experience.
Yeah, and it's fun to continue your education. I
Yeah.
think continued education is really important for everybody in hospitality because it's part of what, for me anyway, keeps the passion fueled,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. I mean, you get that feedback from servers and bartenders all the time in restaurants. They're like, you know, they might be working in your restaurant because they just want a second job, or instead of going out to restaurants, they work in the restaurant. So they kind of still have that similar experience.
Hmm.
But the number one thing that they say every single time is that they want to feel like they're learning something while they're in the
That's a
restaurant.
great type of person to have on your team too.
Yeah. Our places are filled with people like that. It's awesome. It's really, it's a cool thing.
It's definitely a great town for hardworking people that are committed to their jobs,
Yeah.
like and just want to do a good job. So, that's something I really miss about this place. Charleston's the same. It's cool.
Yeah. A lot of people from Boston are actually moving down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend that just moved down there, I think like a month or two ago.
If there's something on your 86 list that you're just sick of with the industry or the world of food that you want to give me a 60-second rant about, now would be the time to do that.
I hear a lot of people talking in the industry that people aren't drinking as much. And I actually don't think that's true at all. I think that, a lot of people are like, oh, they're buying edibles, they're getting high, they're
Hmm.
doing this, they're doing that. I think they are doing that. But from my, I think people are definitely drinking. I think the difference is that people want to drink uh, more quality things right now. And I think that restaurants got away from, um, I feel like wine is a really interesting thing. Like restaurants for a long time were just serving wine that was affordable for them to buy, and uh, they weren't really focused on quality. And I think that kind of allowed that set up a scenario for them where they were selling less wine because they weren't selling good wine. And I feel like right now, something that I've been really passionate about is learning a lot about wine or trying different bottles of wine, um, which I'm really excited about. I didn't realize how great Spanish wine is.
Oh yeah.
And you dabble in the Spanish wine.
I love Spanish wine.
Dude, it's fire,
You know,
bro.
I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank for 6.5 years, but yeah, like a Tinto Crianza from Ribera del Duero
Oh, dude,
really sets me
best.
off. Something that's like dark chocolate, t- cigar box, leather tannery, fucking black peppercorns. It's
Yeah.
just like, oily,
Yeah.
so good with like some of those cuts of steak and chops, off of those wood fire. Like it's made for
Dude,
that.
it's really cool. It's they're the wines, not only do they stand up against, French wines, Italian wines, but they're also significantly cheaper.
Yeah, and I also love I think their whites are the best,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Like an Albarino, for example, knockout bottle of Albarino for like $12 to $20.
Yep. Chocolina,
Yeah.
with the big pour, like like
Oh,
it's like a 3 or 4 foot pour down to kind of like, make it open up as it hits the glass. But
you know, you
are you talking
remember
about
the Perone?
Perone? Oh
You
yeah.
remember the Perone? Did you ever go to Toro for like industry nights
Oh
and
yeah.
rip on the Perone?
Yeah. My first mistake with a Perone was doing it with like a really effervescent wine.
Oh yeah, like a cava.
But like one that was just like extra effervescent, and I'm
Okay.
like pouring it into my mouth, and like the bubbles, I'm like trying to drink this thing, like chug
Yeah.
this thing, and like the bubbles are going in my mouth. But yeah, that's a totally cool experience.
Did you know Mike Smith at all? The chef de cuisine over at Toro for like 5
Starkey,
or 6
Mike
years?
Stark.
No, it was before
Oh, Mikey. Yeah, I
Mikey.
know him by Mikey.
Mikey, we went to CIA together. We were in classes
Yeah,
together.
he's a super super nice guy. He's up in Maine, right?
Yeah, he is. He's an amazing human being. He was the best at the Perone. He could do fucking Perone tricks. He would like bounce it off his like squinted eye into his
Yes. It
mouth.
was like a Popeye face. Wasn't it like him and Bizanet would go on like Perone battles?
Yeah. And I finally got a Perone, and then a month later I quit drinking. So like every now and again I'll just put like sparkling water in it for
Yeah.
the just for like the sentiment, the ritual of
Just
it.
fill that up with the vitamin water and after
Yeah.
a workout.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
still in
life
the
has a
game.
funny way of dishing out irony.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think what's a lot of fun in Spain, you see a lot of people like walk around the bar and they're like pouring Perones into people's mouths. It's that's how you party right there.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it makes it communal.
Yeah.
It really brings people together. So, man, I mean, I can't wait to go to go to Dalia. Um, have you been to Barcelona?
Yeah. Yep.
How crazy is like the architecture by Gaudi? Did
Dude,
you get into that?
insane. Insane. And like that
Crazy.
uh Sagra de Familia. I'm terrible at Spanish, but he started building that church, and I think he's like it's approaching its finish over 100 years,
Yeah,
but like
that's
trying
the running joke. It's never done.
no, no, and they're
So,
trying to do it with like the OG tools from like
mhm.
when he was around. But
Yeah, that's gonna be a big deal.
yeah, dude,
I've seen it. Like, it's a construction zone.
that's so amazing. I
Yeah.
toured inside that thing, and I'm
Oh
I'm
wow.
not a very religious person, but when I was in there, I was like, I'm like feeling something in this space right now. It was really, really amazing.
It's epic. Yeah, that's why travel is so up on my list of things to do. It's like you can't just because you see this stuff on TV or in a book, or on social media, it's not the same thing as like being there
No,
or like getting a tour or like eating that or whatever it is. It's like, and the more you travel, I mean, Bourdain was all about this. Like, the more you travel, the more you realize like people are just people. And when you celebrate what's different and you welcome culture because culture is delicious, that opens up the door for us to sit at a common table and focus on what we like about each other
yeah,
instead of what we don't understand. And
yeah,
maybe through conversation, we get to know each other and we go, I get it.
Yeah.
And that's the power of food.
Yeah. Yeah. Food brings people together. I think it's one of those things that, like, when you have somebody, I feel like being a host, right? If you were a host from another country, it'd be really special to be like, here, let me prepare you something that is from my family. It's just like something special about that. Like, I'm gonna cook you something that you may not have ever had before, and it means so much to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the way that my dad made it or my mom made it. But this is me making something that's been passed down, and I'm gonna make it for you. And I thought that's what was so special about Bourdain's show, is like when he would just sit down with like a local, not even a restaurant, but just a local, and just have dinner at their home.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And then just the names, like the double entendres are so hard to beat, like no reservations, and then like
Oh, yeah.
without, what is it, without borders, or
Without Borders, yeah.
yeah, it's like, you're like, damn it, those are such good names.
Yeah. Dude, the
You
guy's the king.
wordsmith. Yeah. R.I.P. man, the homie, the big OG.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I think it's time for our rapid fire segment, the Flavorful Five.
Bring it.
Okay, and it's not really that rapid fire. But okay, the best sandwich you've ever had.
Muffaletta sandwich. Salvador makes one in New Orleans. Yeah.
Central Grocery,
Have you
OG
been there?
Muffalata. Absolutely.
Dude, that thing is fire.
It's incredible. It's definitely one of my top 5 sandwiches.
Get out of here. Yeah.
100%.
Dude, that thing is so.
Everything
They
about
have
it.
great sandwiches down there across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. Po' boys.
With
kidding me?
what's the turkey and the is there-
Turkey and the Wolf.
turkey and the wolf?
Dude, that guy's rad.
Dude, that's such a great menu.
I don't know that guy. I want to know that guy. He's cool.
Great hats, great
Yeah.
sandwiches. Place is the best.
I fuck with that guy hard.
Yeah. Have you been? How many times have you been to New Orleans?
I don't know, a bunch.
Yeah.
I've spent some time there.
You ever seen a wedding down there?
No.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. They like march down the street with like the band going.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I've seen that. I thought you meant like, have I attended a
No,
wedding
no,
down
no.
there?
I
No, I haven't. I've done Mardi Gras sober
Mm-hmm.
and gone to like some pretty phenomenal parades, like gone to the Zulu parade and the Treme. That was one of my favorites. Probably for me, the most iconic one I saw. But then there's also like this parade by a crew that's called like the Red Beans.
Yeah.
And then they've got like a crew that's I think it's like the Dead Beans, and it's like the whole thing is a spin on like Day of the Dead.
Yep.
That's really cool. But shit, rapid fire. Favorite street food?
Favorite street food? Tamales.
Ooh.
Yeah, tamales. That soft, corn dough on the outside, braised meat
that.
in the center, hot sauce.
Like straight out of Abuela's trunk.
Yeah, dude. Any tamale.
Tamales. Yo, honestly, dog, y'all out there might hate me for this, but shout outs to Trader Joe's tamales, because sometimes I'll just get them
They make good tamales.
in the freezer section, and I'll wrap them in some wet paper towels, and I'll microwave them per the instructions, and they hit the spot.
I thought you were gonna say that was like your technique that you put together yourself. I'm like, that's such a chef thing to do.
I don't know if it says it exactly like that, but it definitely, for starters, the microwave is a precision instrument of the modern kitchen. And if you don't fuck with it, you just don't understand how to. I also don't put anything in there frozen.
It's crazy how
I don't think that that's a good move. I let it thaw out at room temperature if I'm going to put something in there.
I'd love to know the science behind how the center gets hot before the outside gets
Well,
hot.
there's a lot about microwave cookery in the molecular gastronomy, um, series.
Hmm.
And I read through that when it came out, and that's what opened up my eyes to it.
Do you ever use a Turbo Chef?
No,
One of those little ovens that you usually see in cafes.
no.
So
Those are cool.
it like toasts and microwaves at the same time.
Yeah,
It's fire.
yeah.
Those things are sick.
Yeah, I mean, like, we could get into like rationale ovens and combis and just all sorts of like, I think it's like because the microwave is so accessible
Hmm.
and it's so like every office has a microwave. Everybody over nukes their lunch. Every microwaved meal in an office smells like bad lasagna. And so people think it's like a bullshit tool,
Yeah.
but it's like
Oh, it's amazing.
it's a precision instrument.
Pastry kitchens love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They always want to like zap chocolate.
Yeah. So, what's like the holy grail of spices to you?
Fennel pollen.
Ooh,
Yeah. Fennel pollen, bro.
what are you doing with it?
Um, I like using it in marinades. I like coating like pork chops with like dry rubs that have the fennel pollen in it. Um, Fennel pollen, like to finish grilled meat,
Mm-hmm.
is pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
I love like Malden salt and fennel pollen, and I just think
Nice.
that fennel pollen is very adaptive and it just has this like pretty amazing um aromatic. It's just this amazing aromatic
It is
that it
very
just
special.
elevates food just so well.
Yeah, I love that.
You
That's
get
a great answer. That's my favorite answer to that question so far.
do you what's yours out of curiosity?
Well, it's got to be allspice because without that spice, I wouldn't be able to make my taita's food.
Mm,
My Lebanese grandmother, my taita, you can't make Lebanese food without allspice. Like, it won't taste right.
yeah.
To the point where I think there's even some kitchens that just have a 50-50 blend of ground black peppercorn and ground allspice, and that's like referred to as Lebanese pepper.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It's my second would be cardamom.
cardamom's amazing.
Yeah. So
I would throw cardamom in there if we're doing like a top 10. Getting interesting, Aleppo, um, it's Assyrian. It's of my people of the Levant. It's very special. And I've also really loved dill pollen. I bet you do too.
yeah, dill pollen. I got fennel pollen and dill pollen sitting in the
Dill
cabinet.
pollen is rad.
I got pretty hot into at Prima. Chef Jacob uses a lot of dill in the food over there, which I think is really
It's great.
so awesome.
Yeah. I like to do like a creme fraiche schmear with like really good caviar and maybe some like, dill pollen,
Yep.
and then just eat it with like dill pickle fucking chips,
Oof.
like kettle cooked chips.
Yeah.
I'm not making potato chips.
You need to
Other
somebody needs to do potato chips that are just coated in dill pollen.
Okay, well, what about this? What about a potato chip flavor called caviar service?
Ooh,
Or it's like creme fraiche and caviar.
that's
You
awesome.
get some chive in there, you get your dill in there, and yeah, if somebody takes that idea, like a company, and doesn't come off with a couple of fucking slices of cheddar cheese my way, I'm gonna be
Dude, there's
upset.
nothing better than potato chips with caviar.
Yeah,
Dude, every single time.
absolutely.
It's one of my
And it's high-low. It's right.
oh, it's the best.
It's
Yeah.
it's lowbrow, highbrow perfection.
Yep. Yep. I've thrown a couple of parties where if I'm gonna have caviar service, there's always just a bag of potato chips. And then, you bust those out for people, and anybody that hasn't tried caviar, you can get them.
Yeah,
You get them with potato chip. every single time, and then they fall in love with it.
Yeah. Truth. And those truffle chips too by Kettle Brand.
Ooh,
Those are really good with caviar for me.
yeah, we're doing a truffle chip steak carpaccio. We do like a steak carpaccio and then serve with a side of truffle potato chips.
You're
They're
making
fire.
the potato chips though.
Oh, we
Yeah.
buy them.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Kettle cooked?
No, not. I don't know what brand it is. They're imported from Italy.
Oh,
Everyone makes better potato chips in Europe.
I don't know. I think Kettle Brand is the best.
Spanish chips, bro.
No, you're right. I've had like fucking rotisserie chicken flavored potato chips in France that I would pay top dollar to import.
I'd be curious how they make those.
I don't care.
Like chicken fat drizzled over the top.
Yeah, I mean, they're top tier. You're right. But I do think that flavor texture wise, Kettle Brand makes, I mean, they do a pepperoncini.
That's our go to. They do the new one. Actually, I don't know. It's new to me, but they do a dill pickle chip.
Oh yeah,
Have you had that?
and it's wavy. It's crinkle.
Yeah,
I fuck with those.
those things are awesome.
hard. Yeah, yeah. There's a recipe in my cookbook that's got. It's like you take that bag and you just cut it open across the top of it,
Yeah,
and you kind of open it up like a Frito pie.
yeah.
Smoked fish dip, creme
Oh.
fraiche, scallions, and just serve it out like that at a party.
Yeah,
If you want a ball, throw some caviar on there.
yeah.
Maybe like a bowfin
like a-
caviar, not like a
A
sturgeon.
day at the beach with a chef.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I love doing it. I'll break that out. Like if somebody wants me to make something, I'm out of town, I won't make anything. I'll buy fish dip, like smoked fish dip,
Mhm.
a bag of chips, creme fraiche, and scallions, probably at Whole Foods. If there's edible flowers, I'll do it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then I just dump it on a bag of chips, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, do you see what he made?" I'm like, I made nothing. I bought that. But
Dude, I wasn't into like the whole tinned fish game.
okay.
I just wasn't for me. And then now that I'm a dad, I've gone hard into the tinned fish game because time is just limited between like the restaurants
Mhm.
or home life. So if I need if I'm doing a quick workout and I need to get some protein in, I'll just whip up a salad, bust open a can of tinned fish, throw that on there. Dude, it's such a great life hack.
What are you bopping with right now with the tinned fish jobs?
Have you had the Island Creek does this? I
Yeah.
don't know who they import it from,
Phenomenal.
but they got their own label on this tuna belly with packed in Galatian butter,
Mhm.
and I'm guessing that they like warm it up or something like that. But if you pop one of those open and it's just like this amazing tuna belly, and then the butter, dude, dude, you dip your bread into that. It is a game changer.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I haven't had that. I have had their razor clams when available,
Hmm.
cockles. They do, dude, you crack open a can of Island Creek fish, shellfish, whatever it is. It's a fucking work of art in there.
Oh, dude, it's
The
beautiful.
way it's layered out. Like when you look at the picture of it on their website, it looks like that when you open it.
Yeah, yeah.
They knock it out of the park. I also really like Fish Wife. Have you had Fish Wife?
No.
So I've done rigorous tinned fish tastings
Yeah.
side by side. I have sourced from a ton of places all over the world, and I got a lot of like love and respect for Fish Wife because they're pretty widely available. It's mostly salmon. That's how they got in the game.
Hmm.
I believe it's all wild caught. And that was how they got into it. There's a connection there with the ladies and the salmon,
Hmm.
but their stuff is always more flavorful and texturally superior to everything I tasted alongside if I'm
Yeah.
tasting apples to apples.
The texture is key with that when you come into the tin
Um,
game.
So I love that. And then Econe.
Econe. Where are they from?
Econe is basically the label that Taylor Shellfish packs their oysters with. They do a habanero smoked oyster
Ooh.
that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then there's like Tiny Fish Co. They do funky stuff, but really most of the stuff is coming out of like Spain and Portugal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's OG labels out there.
Regalis sells this tinned mussel that is packed with kombu. And dude, like that is like a game changer. I fell in love with that product, and like just like the texture of the tinned kombu like kind of like melts in your mouth. It is actually I'll give you a can to try.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'm raiding your cupboard. Yeah, and like you said earlier though, like anything Galatian style
Yeah.
or what's the term in vinegar? The Spanish term.
Escabeche?
Yeah, escabeche. Or however you want to say it, but yeah. Anytime I see something from Spain or Portugal that's either Galatian style or escabeche,
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yep.
And it's always so good.
Yeah.
Scallops,
So
like
good.
mussels,
Mhm.
and it's cheap when it's from overseas.
Yeah. Scallops here now are like $40 a pound.
Getting a can of scallops that's from the US is more money. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying like it's interesting how cheap some of this stuff is. Like I'll pay top dollar for razor clams no matter where they are. They're very rare. They're tough
Yeah.
to get your hands on.
Yeah.
So okay, this is a good one. An ingredient you overuse but don't care.
So D'Artagnan has this Jean Reno extra virgin olive oil, and they make 3 different flavors. There's like a green fruity, black fruity, and like a blend, special blend. I'm not sure what's so special about it, but those olive oils are insane and they aren't cheap. But I use that to finish everything in the kitchens with.
Nice.
It just like brings in like this whole like you literally feel like you're eating olives when you taste this olive
Yeah.
oil.
You tasted me on it. It's exceptional.
Yeah.
It's unctuous.
I need to get you the black fruity to
Yeah, I
try.
want to try that. And I love that you are so passionate about sourcing like top tier ingredients, which are also like almost always sustainable on that level
Mm-hmm.
and just the most flavorful, and that you're not like a penny pinching cheapskate
Nah,
that's
dude.
like, this is a business of pennies.
Yeah.
Because when you start to have as many restaurants as you do, most of the owners act like that, whether you are a chef or not. And then the food starts to lack soul and flavor.
Yeah.
And you're just all in, man.
Well, I think I just want to keep the places full. You know, I think that's my goal. And I'm also into like, I think a lot of the people that I've met are like, they want to learn about like what gets me excited. So for me, like sourcing ingredients is like a fun part of the job.
Yeah.
And then just being like, here, I think this is awesome. Try this. And then they're like, well, I've never had this artisanal vinegar before, but like, can you get me a bottle of that? I feel like it'd be a great,
It's exactly. Yeah. It's like we were saying earlier, the continued education, the product knowledge development that you can share with your team. Well, I mean, it's what we geek out about. Why wouldn't they geek out about it?
that'd be a great business, right? Like you do, here's Sammy's favorite ingredients, here's Nick's favorite ingredients. And then once a month you send out like, or call it once a quarter, you send out like a basket of just like
Yeah.
baller stuff. You know,
Baller
here, yeah,
baskets.
here's my olive oil that I use. Here's my vinegar. Here's, this is the salt that you want to like grill your beef with.
Hmm.
I think people would love to get into that world.
Yeah, that's something I want to work on for sure. I want to work on like a curated shop for my website with all sorts of things.
Hmm.
Um, because people always ask me, and I'm sure they do too. They ask me about knives, pans, salt,
Yep. We checked
but
out
like
those.
so many things. But then it's like when you have the buying power plus 20, I mean, shit, this is ridiculous. I've been in the restaurant business for 30 years, dude. I'm 42. Started washing dishes when I was 12. That's fucking stupid. I shouldn't be, and you too, we'll get to that, but it's like, I shouldn't be able to be like, I've been doing this for 30 years. But with that comes the fact that we've used everything.
Yeah.
And when I say buying power, it's like, if you're going to get like oyster shucking knives for your restaurant, you'll do what like a normal consumer doesn't do and buy 15 of them, try them all out and be like, okay, that's the one that I'm going to buy 30 of for everybody
Yeah.
so that we have the right tool for the job. And so when you think about how much of that data that you've collected, because it's not always about what has the most reviews or what's more expensive. And then you track it and you say, I've had this for like 10 years and it's still top tier. That's what I want to recommend to people.
Shout out Pepper Cannon.
Pepper Cannon is the hardest.
Dude, it is such a game changer for a guy like me that was like using the side of my knife to crack toasted peppercorns and then like running my knife through it and doughing up my knife just because I wanted like fresh ground pepper for every service.
Yeah.
Like that thing is insane.
Yeah. I mean, your food cost has probably suffered because it's so effective. You're like, dude, how did we just spend $40,000 on black peppercorns last year?
I bought there was a Christmas where I bought I think like the team of chefs pepper cannons.
Nice.
Because I was like, I fell in love with this product 2 weeks ago. You need to have this. This is going to
Yeah.
change your life.
It's worth every penny, and I've had it since it pretty much came on the market, and it makes me feel good every day when I use it. I came up with the Greek pepper mills. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're either brass or copper or
Yeah,
stainless.
I got one over there to the right of the
Yeah,
salt.
like a crank. Yep, yeah, you
Yep.
do. So I came up where we would use the crank top pepper mills.
Same.
Atlas brand makes the best, and everyone would have one on their station because, yeah, like grinding pepper. I mean, like if you've never done this, do a test. Just take like a tablespoon of peppercorns, grind it, and then put it on your counter. And it's pitch black and it's aromatic as fuck. And it's why black pepper is the king of all spices. Look at it the next day, you'll see that it dulled out a little bit, even if it's covered. Look at it the day after that. And within 7 days, you'll see why you shouldn't be over grinding more pepper than you're actually using because it is expensive. It's the king of all spices and nothing beats it just cracked.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why the pepper cannon is a game changer. Because if I had to grind a tablespoon of black pepper with that thing, it would probably take like 45 seconds.
Yeah. And then if you're
max.
in a restaurant and they're grinding through a machine,
Yeah.
you get like different types of pepper because you get to like sift it. So you get like different layers.
Oh,
of
yeah. Like if you're
coarseness.
using a spice grinder, you can really only grind pepper effectively one way, and that is fine. Because otherwise there could be chunks, right? There's a difference between a grinder and a mill. A mill is like what you put your coffee beans in. You can set you can twist the die to how coarse or fine you want it, and then gravity drops whatever you're grinding through it, and it will be consistently the same size. You can't do that on a spice grinder. So the challenge has always been, right, well, a standard pepper mill takes forever, but it tastes the best.
Yeah.
enter the pepper cannon.
Yeah. That guy deserves an award for that thing.
I think this is his award.
Right here.
Yo, I emailed him when I was looking for sponsors, and he said, he didn't even say yes or no. He just said, show sounds awesome. Let me know if I can send you pepper cannons to give out to your guests. And I was like, that's sick.
Yeah.
That would be a good gift for
Yeah.
sure.
That should be
But you've kind of got to pay me like probably some money to give people the gift of the pepper cannon. I'm sorry, that's just how I have costs too. So
that's the best Christmas present that you could give to like your parents.
yeah, your dad.
Yeah. Right before grill season.
Hey dad, I know you love freshly cracked black peppercorns because you're a fucking baby boomer.
Yeah.
And you grew up where that shit was put tableside on your soups and salads.
Yep. Yep.
Yo, shout outs to my pops, who was my first chef and who fucking loves black peppercorn so much that he almost like fucking died at a restaurant choking on a black peppercorn that went down the wrong tube. But you grew up with your dad as a chef too.
And that guy loved black pepper. I remember Christmas, my dad would do a whole roasted fillet that he would just like, load up with black peppercorns and salt and then roast off. And like, I feel like that made me fall in love with food. Like that dinner at Christmas that I would like totally want him to make. And we'd like drive to Braintree, stop at the Hilltop Steakhouse Butchery Shop, pick out this giant piece of beef like in a butcher counter, bring it home, and then watch him make that. Like that yeah. But my dad was
That's
like
cool.
your dad. My dad was a chef.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool thing, and it's something that like you don't realize how special it is when you get to grow up as like a young boy. And like my dad worked days, so he was always responsible for feeding the 5 kids. And
What are your siblings?
I'm the youngest of 5 children, and I have all 4 older sisters.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm the youngest of 5 children with 4 older sisters.
That's why.
Okay, what year were you born?
83.
Me too. What month?
January.
Okay, May. All right. I'd freak the fuck out if we had the same birthday too. I'd be like, all right, you slipped out of a time rip.
Yeah.
Somehow we are the same person from alternate universes that ended up on planet Earth A1003.
Cooking in the same city.
Yeah. You're the successful version of me. I gave up, grew out my fucking hair, and now I just talk to people for a living.
No.
That's really cool. All right. So you're the baby.
Yep.
You got sisters, which makes sense that you're just such a sweetheart.
Yep.
With a big heart, because your sisters smothered you like mine did with love and dressed you up like a good princess.
Yeah. Yeah. I never had I feel like I always had always hand-me-downs, right? Like all the clothes were handed down. I remember like Christmas. We didn't have a ton of money. My family, 5 kids.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Making ends meet.
Yeah. I never had gloves. So like I would always have to like sneak into the room with all the laundry on the floor, and I would grab like socks and use socks as like gloves and then go out in the snow like that. Because my sisters were all older than me, so they had gloves that fit them. They had like the pretty knitted gloves.
You had to fuck, man, maybe next year they'll have to get a new pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are like fucking champion socks that like don't have elastic in them anymore. We're not talking about merino wool.
No.
Fucking, Bombas.
Yeah. Yeah, your hands get wet real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, dad was a chef. Used to run Red Coach Bar and Grill up in there's actually a bunch of them, but I think Tavistock, which owns Abe and Louie's.
Okay.
They own like the last one that's out in like Whalen. But yeah, he used to run those, and then him and my mom owned a restaurant up in upstate New York. I feel like the town's called like Claverstock or something wild like that.
Where's that near?
Kind of near Albany.
Okay. Like
Um,
on the Hudson?
yeah,
Kind of along
yeah,
the
yeah.
Hudson
So my
River?
dad is from the Hudson, and then my mom was from Albany area.
Okay.
Uh,
So I was born in Glens Falls, New York, but I grew up and I identify as a Southerner
yeah,
at this point. Still have a ton of family in New York, but North Carolina is home to me. Either way, I identify as a Southerner. Fight me over it.
so when did you move to North Carolina?
I think I was 10.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty. 10 years old is like when
I
you're
mean,
like,
when you go through school and high school somewhere, I think that's your formative years of coming to age.
yeah,
And my those childhood friends still mean the world to me. Their parents are my parents.
yep. I feel like
Um,
when you hit 8 to 12, 8 to 13, that's
yeah.
like when you're like kind of like doing things on your own, like trying to do things on your own away from your parents.
hmm
And then once you hit 13, it's just like you might as well be like a wolf out there.
Yeah, 8 to 13 sucked for me because I was a fat kid and because I loved fucking food.
You're eating your dad's food.
Yeah. And I don't know, I would just get like picked on and then I started working out
Mm-hmm.
and like running and lifting weights. And I kind of was like, I'm not getting fucking picked on. Fuck that. And I
Yeah.
like my dad also like as an old school New Yorker, like taught me how to box when I was 8 at my uncle's gym just to protect myself.
Yeah.
You don't let anybody put their hands on you. And kids would do that. And I just started whooping ass.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah.
Like I was literally like a 9, 10-year-old kid fist fighting in the schoolyard, whooping ass, carried all the way through high school. Not proud of it, but I was a fist fighter.
Yeah.
I was also benching like 300 pounds. That was a different me,
Yep.
you know? But as a knucklehead maniac, the kitchen, I fit right in.
Yeah.
It was all just it's the island of misfit toys. My kitchens, the ones that I love, so to speak.
So what would you, if you weren't a chef, what was the other option?
There was nothing.
Nothing.
I loved it. As soon as I started working in kitchens, I was 12, washing dishes, 13. Then I saw these guys that could cook
Mm-hmm.
and they could handle the intensity. And I was taking orders from them.
Yep.
They didn't fucking care that my dad owned the place and he was a chef. Dude, my dad's kitchen was so hard in Chapel Hill. Like they were all like from other places, ex-gang members. We only listened to hip hop. It was either Wu-Tang or No Limit. That's it.
Yep.
And I had a dude who was like an ex-gangbanger from New Orleans. I had a guy who was a blood that left Compton. He still wore all red every day. And I'm like, tattoos, like tears on the face, gang tattoos. And I would ask him like, hey, what's that mean? It was so cool to me because I'm listening to hip hop. I'm hearing about all this shit and I'm asking these guys. But these guys didn't treat me differently because my dad owned the place. They didn't give a fuck. This one guy would call me little motherfucker. Like, hey, little motherfucker, these dishes aren't clean enough. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like there was just no, so my dad was like, look, if you're going to do this, and all of my dad's brothers are chefs. Some of my cousins got into the business. He said, if you're going to do this, and my dad's dad was a chef too. Okay. So my dad grew up in his dad's restaurant
Oh, wow.
and he's the youngest. So his older brothers kind of slapped him around quite literally and brought him into the game.
So my mom's dad owned a bakery, which is interesting. He had like my mom's dad had like all sorts of like different entrepreneurial things that he did, but one of them was a bakery. I don't know how long he ran it for, but I know that like that was his thing in like a laundromat or something. I think like both of them were right next door to each other.
Yeah, my grandfather was a baker.
Oh yeah.
I never met him. I think he died when my dad was like somewhere between the ages of like 8 and 13.
Hmm. Wild.
Yeah. But so my dad basically said, like, listen, if you're going to do this, I definitely support it, but you got to get educated because none of us did.
Hmm.
And this is a very hard business. So he took me up to New York, toured me around the CIA campus. I loved it. I wanted to go. Also, dude, my dad is a shit. He also took me to New York City and humored me. This was 1996. And he rode the ferry out to Staten Island and took me to the Woodwear store on Staten Island.
That's sick.
And I still have a fucking killer jacket from there
That's amazing.
that I've had since 1996. And if I were to sell that jacket on eBay right now, probably $3,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
That's sick.
collector's item.
Do you collect jackets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Jacket game's fire.
They don't go bad.
Nope. They
But
age well.
sometimes my wife will be like, you got to get rid of some of this stuff. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. No way. This is a wardrobe.
Yeah.
These are pieces.
This is a piece of my life. From
I haven't
15
worn this
years ago.
jacket in 10 fucking years. I've brought this to 6 or 7 different homes at this point.
Yeah.
I've traveled all over the country with it. Plenty of time to say, nah, I'll leave that one behind or donate it.
No, you
Fuck
can't get
that.
Yeah, you can't get rid of that thing.
That's every jacket I own, though.
Yeah. There's something special about like a vintage coat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't even think I can wear the Woodwear one.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Super flashy.
No, it's dope, but it's like it was a double XL because that was the style.
Yeah.
And it's a windbreaker.
Yep.
And I just can't pull that off. But I will never sell it. I will just keep it.
Yeah,
Somebody will get that at my estate sale when I die. It will be a major fucking come up.
Yeah, we were the baggy generation growing up.
Yeah.
You know, like the baggy jeans. And then it somehow
Which is back now.
it somehow, but like it was crazy about like we started out as baggy and then something happened. And then all of a sudden they came up as we got into like middle school. The baggy became like those like it wasn't like the baggy up at the waist. It became like the big, like, I don't know, they're like Jenko jeans.
Yeah, the Jankos.
Yeah.
I
then it
never
became-
wore
I
those.
hated those things.
I never wore those, but by that point I was like fully embedded into hip hop. So I was wearing Tommy Hilfiger jeans.
Yeah.
You know, the Carpenter jeans
Yeah.
with the
Carpenters.
fucking Tommy Hilfiger on the hammer.
Mhm.
Or I would wear like Woodwear.
Yeah.
Like big into Woodwear.
Yep.
Shout out to my moms for fucking me up, dog. I had like 40 something Woodwear t-shirts from the 90s that at some point she just donated to like Dorca's thrift shop in Cary, North Carolina while I was off in college. And yeah, each one of those t-shirts is probably worth $300 to $500 now.
Yeah.
She just gave them away.
Were they at your house?
Yeah,
Sitting in your room?
in my childhood bedroom.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. I love you. She's amazing. I don't care. It's just stuff. You know a lot about me. I'm into hip hop. What kind of music do you bop out with in the kitchen?
Punk.
Punk. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Hence the t-shirt.
Yeah, the Clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clash is like, you know, it's fun. My son's really into the Clash right now. So like we'll be getting in the car and he'll be like, Dad, put on Police and Thieves. And like
How old is he?
he's like 3.5.
Okay. All right.
And then he's like getting into like learning all the words to songs. Like it's pretty cool. You like look in the rearview mirror and you're like, did he just like go on for 30 seconds, like every word? But it's cool. Like we'll be driving. He'll be like, Dad, I want to hear General's Boombox by the Street Dogs. And it's like it's such a
You love it.
amazing punk song. Yeah, I do love it. Yeah. But he's all over the place. I love punk music. When I was probably in like 6th grade, my sister was dating the lead singer of Dropkick Murphys, and I got to like travel around with the band all around New England to their shows,
Wow.
and I was like in a van with them, and then I would just roll up to different places, and
Damn, dude, that's cool.
it was really cool.
Do you like, are you homies with them still to this day, or?
Yeah, so the lead singer is now Street Dogs, and yeah, we're friends, and he comes to the restaurants. He's a good dude. He's kind of touring. He's doing a tour right now. That's the original album of Dropkick Murphys, Do or Die, and he's got some people that are like, you know, huge fans of that album that are playing with him. The band's called the Bomb Squad, and they're doing a show at the Middle East, 2 days, sold out.
Holy shit. Middle East and Cambridge, right?
Yeah, this month actually.
Yeah.
This is July right now. I think it's July.
Not yet.
So almost there.
Wait, is it? I don't know what day it is.
And
I've been on the road.
yeah.
But punk music, a question about punk music. Well, a few questions about punk music. One is ska like punk adjacent?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you listen to ska as well?
Not as much anymore, but when I was in middle school, high school-ish, ska was definitely like my thing.
Like the Mighty Mighty Bosstones? Did you like those guys?
Yeah, like Dropkick Murphys. When I used to do those drive around the van, they were touring with Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
Nice.
So I would like go backstage. And,
I always liked that music.
yeah, be back there with Dickie Barrett, and yeah, it was definitely a special time. So, but like,
So cool.
I feel like there's like band called like Goldfinger that they're considered like ska.
Okay. And then what do you think about Vivienne Westwood?
I don't even know what that is.
I think she's like the queen of punk.
Oh, really?
Is she?
I don't know. It's not my world.
Let me look that up. Wait, we're talking about punk music, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I just did that. Let me look that up real quick. Because if it's not,
Well, I listen to what I listen. Like I guess like when it comes to music for me, I'm not into like whole genres. I find things from going to like local shows and then finding a performer and then just kind of like diving down the rabbit hole that way.
ooh, it's that time of the show. We're on the last question.
What do we got?
Okay, so tell me about a dish that satisfies your soul, but like you have to cook it because the ritual and joy of cooking brings you back to center.
All right. Well, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you that live, I think, or we're gonna film that because there's a dish that I usually eat when I'm not feeling so hot or when my wife or son aren't feeling so hot, but it's called Italian penicillin. And basically what it is you roast a chicken. It's kind of like somewhat how I would do like chicken and dumplings, but you basically roast a chicken, you pull the meat, you pull the skin off, you make a stock.
What do you make a stock with?
The carcass of the bird.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the roasted bones.
Yep, the roasted bones.
Okay.
Or you just use the drippings because you don't need a lot of stock for this. So basically, you take Fellini, which is like
what is there mirepoix in the stock? Is this like like traditional French chicken stock?
Yeah, so you
here?
can kind of use like celery, onion, and carrot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so like what I do is the hack that I have at home is I'll roast a whole bird. I'll put the carrots, the celery, the onion, some herbs underneath it. I put some water in there. I roast it off. Take the chicken out. I use some of the chicken for the dish. And then we also will use the chicken for like another meal or whatever. And then, you just take this Fellini, which is like a thin noodle. It's almost like if you took like vermicelli noodles and you cut them into like 1/2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cook in like like 2 or 3 minutes. So I toast them up nice and brown, like what was that dish? Like rice-a-roni.
Yeah.
You do it like toast up the pasta, and then
And what?
just in butter and
In
sage, butter, sage, toast it
Ooh,
up.
sage.
Oh yeah,
Great poultry herb, great brown butter herb.
yep, the best.
Whew.
Toast those 2 things up together, and then you pour in the chicken stock. You grate some Parmesan, or like I like it with Gouda, and I grate that over it.
Smoked Gouda?
It's like
Or like an aged
like a
Gouda?
aged Gouda,
Oh,
like
like
really
hard.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And then I hit it with like a little bit of lemon, some black pepper, and then it just like becomes like almost the consistency of like a risotto.
Mm.
And then, but it's just full of
Wow.
like the protein from the chicken, the protein from the cheese.
Yeah, bone broth, so
Bone
to
broth, dude,
speak.
so good. But that is like what makes me. It's a super comfort food to me.
Sounds incredible.
And
Yeah, it just sounds so like you could eat it every day.
you can, yeah.
And then the lemon in there, the citrus, so like vitamin C, so smart. I'm not feeling well. Like, dude, like citrus and stock are like some of the best things
Yeah.
when you're not feeling great,
And
even if it's just mental.
And brown butter, bro. You want to
Yeah.
talk about like setting yourself straight? Like brown butter is like,
The aroma.
yeah, for me, I love that.
And listen, dude, taking like small, thin pieces of dried pasta and browning it in butter before, and then layering a stock in to cook a dish. Everybody always says like rice-a-roni, but that technique is rooted in something from overseas, because my taita would make rice, Lebanese rice, like that. The noodles, brown butter, then she'd add the rice and chickpeas and chicken stock, and that would be her pilaf.
Yeah.
And so it's funny how we know that as rice-a-roni because that's the San Francisco treat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think all over what was the ancient Levant in Southern Europe, people have been doing that technique forever.
Yeah. And then in the 90s, some guy was like, I'm going to take this, put it into a box, and become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Good for that.
It's got
guy.
rice, it's got ronies,
Yeah.
which, it's kind of not ronies, dude. That's not macaroni. It's pasta.
Yeah, it's
There's
pasta.
a difference.
Yeah.
Well, brother, man, that sounds delicious. It was such a pleasure to be here with you. I thank you so much for having me in your beautiful home.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to have you here.
And I don't normally say this, but I am starving, and I'm going to eat a bowl of that if you
Yeah.
make enough.
Let's do it up.
Awesome. Well, y'all, thanks for tuning in. Repertoire is part of Heritage Radio Network, where we're on a mission to build a more sustainable, equitable food future, and your engagement is what keeps the lights on. So if you dug today's episode, please hit that subscribe button and drop a comment. The Good Food Movement is all about community, and together we can make a meaningful impact.